Today is Earth Day. This is the 6th video in the Discover Your Elemental Blueprint series. I am Jack Maloney, the Energy Alchemist, and today is all about Earth. So Earth shows up 3 times in the 9-star key, and this is not the Yang version or the Yin version. It's just plain old Earth. It is the ground that we walk on. It's like the planet. It's powerful, and it's said to be the most powerful force because it can draw from every other element. So Earth can draw on the powers of water, wood, fire, and metal because without the Earth, there would be no other elements. So they can really access all of the other qualities of every other element just by nature of who they are. And Earth is the center. It's the leader. It is the hub. Earth is a connector. So they kind of pull everything else together. They're a wonderful connector of people. They're a connector of situations. The more information you give an Earth person, the better they can put it together. It's almost like they look at it from a bird's eye view, and then they can connect like a spider web of information. That's almost how an Earth person works. The more you give them, the better they are. And that's one of their talents. The Earth rules the stomach and the spleen in Chinese medicine. So the spleen, it relates to overthinking and worry, which is very much an Earth tendency. If Earth is out of balance, they can worry and think themselves sick. And the stomach has to do with obviously food and digestion and where are you being fed. So there's this theme with Earth people about food and being fed and nourishment. So whenever someone's not eating or overeating, weight is really indicative. Any weight issues are indicative with an Earth imbalance because it's about what is feeding you, and not just the food wise, but energetically as well, and emotionally. You have people that support you and nourish you and feed you, and that is an Earth person's biggest requirement on this planet, is to know that they have a support system. As much as they give support out, they need to know that it is there and available for them if necessary. So Earth has mass. So Earth people tend to be, like I said in the Yin Earth video, they tend to be a little softer, and roundness is a feature. So any roundness in the face, whether it's the lower cheeks or roundness to the chin or the nose or even the cheekbones, this shows earthiness in someone's face. And the more softness that there is in someone's face, the kinder they tend to be. So Earth people tend to be, super social and kind, and they love people and they want to help and feed you and love you. And the more softness that you find in their face, the better at that they probably are. And a fun note is with men, if they grow a beard, this is considered kind of an earthy feature on the face. And the softer that we make it, is enhancing the Earth energy and makes us kinder. So men that grow beards, that's showing their earthiness and their kindness and their loving qualities. The Earth also relates to the mouth. And Earth people generally have pretty large mouths, and it has to do with generosity and their tendency to consume. So whether that's food or information or anything to do with physical pleasures, like not being able to get enough food or sex or knowledge, that is an Earth thing, and that shows up in the size of their mouth. So Earth people, because it's super powerful, and it is the most powerful element, and like the planet, we notice when an Earth person is around. So I have a great example. A friend of mine, she's under 5 feet tall, and when she's around, you notice, like her presence is always there, regardless of whether she's speaking or not. And you can't ignore her when she's in a room. And another thing that they do, not even on purpose, because their energy is so powerful and noticeable, sometimes they will kind of get into trouble if there's an argument or if there's something going on, when people try to resolve it, the earth person can get in trouble for it because their energy is more noticeable than anybody else's, and they just kind of get called out even if it's not, if they had nothing to do with it and just happened to walk into the room. So earth also has a deep connection to music. They love music, and there's a thing with music, not as much as water people. They might not play instruments and things as much, but they need music. Earth is super social, and music is a big part of that theme. And like I said earlier, they're great connectors of people and situations. You know, if you mention that you need help with finding out like a website designer or someone, the earth person is most likely going to connect you to someone that will be a perfect match. So that's another one of their inherent skills. And earth, because they love to feed people and they love to take care of you, earth people they can be considered like the food pushers. You know, if you think of the like stereotypical Italian grandma that's always making you eat, that is a great analogy for earth. So because they're so outward focused, they want to make sure that you're taken care of, that you're fed, that you're comfortable, do you have pillows, do you have blankets. They can feel resentful if they're not appreciated. So appreciation is a huge theme for earth. They want to know that they're acknowledged and appreciated, and that what they do for you is worth it because you appreciate it and love them. And because of their tendency to be so outward focused, an earth's person's lesson is to become more selfish, to find out what they need. Very similar to the yin earth person. You know, what do I need so that I can continue to give others what they need? It's a huge theme for them, and it comes up over and over and over again. But the difference with this type of earth versus yin earth or yang earth, if they're not happy, you're going to hear about it. So this particular earth, it has, all earth people are prone to insecurity and maybe wondering if they're doing the right thing. But this type of earth, they have this innate sense of I matter, my words matter, my opinion matters, what I do in this world matters. They want to have their own thing, and if they're unhappy about something, you're going to hear about it. Earth people get loud. There's no passive aggression. They like to duke it out, and it's that force, that powerful energy. So if you tick off an earth person, you will find out very quickly. There's no tiptoeing around an earth person. They will confront you, and they will go out of their way to confront you in some ways. And Earth it has a tendency to get stuck. You know, Earth doesn't like to move very much on its own. So something that's really important for Earth people is to just move a little bit, whether that's, you know, cranking up the music and dancing or going for a walk. It's never going to be fulfilling to an earth person to do like the crazy CrossFit wood type of activities. They just need just a little bit of movement. Get outside, walk the dog, you know, put on some music. It's more about that subtle shift so that they don't get stuck in their own energy. And there are a lot of themes with earth people around family. A lot of times they don't have very good childhoods. Their connection to family is not great. And earth people in general, all three of them, tend to have issues with their mom. So mother issues come up quite a bit. But for the 5 energy, for this earth energy, it tends to be overall family problems. So it's that same, you know, they're so focused on family and nourishment and connection and social everything. And they literally didn't have it as a kid. So that is a big theme that will come up for 5s or earth people. And you'll find them a lot as real estate, in hospitality industries, landscaping, gardening, chefs. You know, earth people like to feed people. And entrepreneurs, like big deal entrepreneurs. Richard Branson is an earth person. Will Smith is an earth person. And when they do what they want to do, they're great idea people, and they can put things together in a way that nobody else can, but they're generally not that great at getting things done for themselves, but when they do it, they're incredible. So there's this interesting paradox where they can be like Richard Branson and incredible and ideas and super, super successful, or they like live in their mom's basement and don't do anything. So earth people can get stuck. They get stuck in their own way. They get caught up on the details, and they think themselves into stuckness. And they need a little bit of movement, but they're fantastic at helping other people get stuff done. It's that whole, the connector energy. They're just not very good at using it for themselves. Loki is very loudly snoring in the background. You're welcome, or I apologize. So earth people are in a fire year. So a fire year is all about completion and fireworks and the great celebration of the end of the cycle. This is the last year of a 9-year cycle. So the focus is to play and to celebrate. It's not a time to get a ton of work done. It's more about being in the spotlight, enjoying what you've done, ending things. Fire has a great destructive quality to it. So ending things that no longer serve you, whether that's relationships or career or, personal habits that just aren't working out for you. And, the celebration, the spotlight will be on you in a fire year. So you might get more invitations to places. You might be going on more vacations. People might ask you to be on radio shows or podcasts or anything to do where you have the eye on you. A fire year will really support that. So expect to be busy, but you'll probably love all of it in the process because it's really fun. Fire is a fun energy to be in. So travel and public speaking, holding a retreat or a conference is really good because no matter what you do, people are going to pay attention and find you. That's just how the fire energy works. It's fantastic in that way. And to feed it, surround yourself with bright colors and actual visual imagery of fire or actual fire will help to keep that energy sustained and going. And on the flip side, because it's a fire year, you have to be mindful of not working too much. This is more of an energy of play. And if you work too much, fire has a tendency to burn out, which is not helpful at all in a fire year. So make sure you don't get carried away and just kind of pull yourself back. And, if it doesn't feel fun, maybe don't engage in it because fire has that such connection to fun and joy. And don't be afraid to release what's holding you back. The fire year is about endings. This is the end of the cycle. You're starting a new cycle next year. So it's okay to let things go. This is the energy of the year, and it's probably a culmination of everything that you learned last year about what wasn't working for you because you just came out of the cave. And releasing those things in a bonfire, whether it's literally burning stuff, like burning your journal, or just severing relationships that are things that aren't working for you, it's the time to do it. And most importantly, don't ignore your foundation. Fire needs something to burn. So stay grounded. Fire has a tendency to make people feel very, very ungrounded. But as an earth person, it should not be as much of an issue because foundation is your thing. But keep yourself grounded so that you can really harness the energy of fire. And there was one more thing that I wanted to say, but I can't remember what it was. Hopefully it'll pop into my brain. Yes. Okay, so fire is a great energy for an earth person to be in because in that cycle, in that generating cycle, fire returns to the earth. So fire naturally will help the earth people to not be so stuck. The fire energy, it's really fun and it's exciting and it gets an earth person up and going. And you were probably extremely stuck in last year's energy. Earth person in an earth year can be really difficult for some. And earth years for anybody can be difficult. But having this fire energy will really assist you in helping to move and get things done and take care of what needs to be taken care of, all while having a good time while doing it, which is a very earthy way to approach life. So, my earth person, I hope you enjoyed this video and that you can really harness the energy of your fire year and get ready for a whole new cycle starting next year. But for now, just play and have fun and enjoy the spotlight. And if you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment, send me an email, find me on Facebook or Instagram. I am all over the place and available to help you. And tomorrow we'll be moving into metal, which is the Emperor energy. So hope to see you tomorrow. And if you like this, subscribe to my YouTube channel to get real-time updates, or share it with your friends, because everybody needs to know this stuff, in my humble opinion. Have an awesome day, guys.